Oh my god, this random Asian lady. Basically just put everything in and it'll be done, no?
Yeah, I know, this is how you guys skip my videos. But for Christmas sake, let's go back and retrace the steps so you won't mess this up and can get the best stew ever.
Welcome back to Whisky Cooking Show. My name is Charlotte. I come from a patisserie and private chef background, and I'm here to share my knowledge with you about cooking and baking through step-by-step videos every week. If winter is getting close to the country you live in, I think we all want a good stew to warm our belly. When it comes to stew, this French-style red wine beef stew remains my number one because after slow cooking the beef for hours, they just become so soft and tender, almost melting in your mouth. The long and slow cooking process will combine the amazing flavors of the beef juices, fat from the bacon, herbs and vegetables all in one big pot. And you will have the best stew that you can pair with potato mash, rice, or if you want, you can even shred the beef, turn it into a beef ragu as a pasta dish. And guys, the best thing about this stew is the flavors will just keep getting better. So even if you're living by yourself and don't need to feed a large family, go ahead and make a big pot of this because you can put it in fridge for days or even in the freezer for months.
First of all, let's take a look at what we need for this recipe. Being a French dish, this beef stew uses the flavor-based mirepoix, which is the French culinary term for a golden combination of diced carrots, onions, and celery. Let's just call them the three big brothers. And they are the fundamentals of many sauces, soups, and stews in French cooking. I'm not dicing them in this recipe and I'm adding pumpkin to the family. The idea is that the pumpkin will simply melt into the stew base and provide that underlying sweetness to counteract the potential bitterness coming from the wine. Now, let's get our mise en place ready. Roughly chop the vegetables, mince the garlic, and dice the bacon. Just keep the veggies in chunk sizes as part of them will melt away as they slow cook, so better safe than sorry if you don't want them to completely vanish. Moving on to our hero ingredient, I have a beautiful chuck roast here that generally refers to the neck, shoulder, and chest of the cow. It's a relatively cheaper cut due to its tougher texture. Yet, it is perfect for braising as the long cooking process will tenderize the tissues and we'll be getting some amazingly soft and flavorful meat. Trim off the obvious fat and cut the meat into pieces. Again, you can see that I try to keep them in chunk sizes so that they can maintain a good bite size when cooked. Drizzle olive oil and add salt and pepper for a good marinade. Don't be shy in seasoning and gently massage the beef until every piece is nicely coated. Now, we're done with our mise en place. Good job guys, what remains is just one straight road. Medium-high heat, get the bacon in to render out the fat and caramelize. Keep the gorgeous bacon fat in the pot and brown the beef with them in 2 batches. It's very important that we don't overcrowd the pot to avoid steaming the beef. When done, pour back all the beef and bacon for their flavors to combine and merge. Transfer everything to a bowl and set aside while we prepare our vegetables. Olive oil in and sauté the onions, carrots, and garlic. Cook for around 2 minutes before you pop in the celery. Get the beef and bacon back to the pot and add in the wet wine. In Australia, you can get a bottle of wet wine as cheap as $3, and honestly, I think any dry wet wine suffices to do the trick. Think about Pinot Noir or Merlot. But if you like to go fancier and get your family treasure in your private underground wine cellar... Alright, just kidding. enough of our alcoholic fantasy. Make sure you allow sufficient time for the alcohol to completely cook off. Not too long though, as while wine helps bring the ingredients flavor into the meat, it will also releases a certain bitterness when overly reduced. Then go ahead and add everything else in. Beef stock, tomato paste, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, pumpkin, and the herbs. Give it a good stir and bring to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn down the heat to a simmer. Now, you can sit back and relax. Just keep a slow simmer and let the stew do its own work. This will take around 1.5 to 2 hours, and you can stir the pot every half an hour to ensure nothing's sticking to the bottom. You can tell it's ready when the sauce has thickened quite a bit and carries a beautiful shine. Well, mine is looking pretty good. It's not the quickest dish, but I think it's one of the easiest. I hope you will give this a shot and make this for your wonderful Christmas dinner. Thank you for spending time with me today, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!